Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome to this live stream on Jupiter going direct. So Jupiter has been in retrograde for a good few months, a good 4 months now, and Jupiter is stationing direct, which is always really exciting. We are also in an Arcturus gateway, so our sun is aligned with Arcturus, which is about 25 times the size of our own sun. So it's a very exciting time, and I just had to do a little live video. So welcome to everybody that is new to this group. If you are watching this as it is live streaming, you are watching this ahead of everybody else. So this is being streamed in the Isis Dream Temple, my private Facebook group and community. Feel very welcome if you're watching this elsewhere to join via the link in the description box below. But I just want to say a warm welcome to absolutely everybody here watching this live or on the replay. I hope to see you on Wednesday when we do our card readings. So do feel very welcome to join in on that if this is your first time seeing anything in this group. But yes, we are in a very, very powerful space and time, and I don't know about you, but it feels like today, like a massive kind of weight has just lifted, right? And like things are just kind of like flowing and moving a lot more smoother, a lot more. They're just flowing a lot more, and it's so funny because I woke very early this morning, and I woke feeling like this, and I was like, oh, it feels like I can breathe a bit more today. And what was really interesting is that, like, as the day went by, it was very much a resting day for me. It felt like my body wanted to rest, my mind wanted to rest. I was receiving a lot of downloads, a lot of guidance from a couple of my team of light, and they wanted to share some things with me. And then it got to a couple of hours ago, and I was just like filled with all this energy. I was like, okay, we're raring to go. This is what Jupiter going direct can do. So Jupiter is a planet of expansion, of luck, of growth, of adventure, of all of these things, right? It's Jupiter is a very, very it's kind of like that planet where we kind of look to see where it is in our natal chart, right? To see whether we're gonna be bringing in lots of luck in this lifetime, or kind of where it lines up with certain things, because that's very much what it's about. Now, when a planet goes retrograde, which Jupiter has been in for, like I say, 4 months now, since June I think it is, and we've just kind of exited the peak of all the retrogrades for this year, which is where all these different planets have been to us on planet Earth, seeming as though they're going backwards, right? And when that happens, the influence that they have on us is to have us kind of introspect a little bit, right? It's to kind of we slow down, we kind of look within, which is a really good thing to do, right? It's really good to look within, because when we do that, we can see the behaviors, the patterns, the things that no longer serve, right? And things that we've been bringing in and manifesting that no longer serve, and we get to release those. But then when the planet stations direct, so when it starts to appear to us as though it's going to be moving forward again, it's kind of like that inward focus, all the work that we've been doing, we get to then refocus it outwards and start to move forwards, right? So I find it really fascinating that Jupiter going direct, and there is a shadow phase, there always is a shadow phase before and after a retrograde, where it's kind of like a mixture of the energies, right? But when I found out that Jupiter was going direct with the peak of the Arcturus gateway, now the Arcturians are a constellation or a star system that are incredibly advanced. They're incredibly high frequency. They've gone through this ascension process. They are helping us magnificently as well, without us even realizing it. They often come in dream time. They do some very advanced healing. I have the honor of having a remote healing session that I actually offer, which is the Arcturians that channel through me to do that remote healing, and it's incredibly powerful, and it's incredibly aligning. But the Arcturians, they always bring this message through of kind of, enjoy the moment, really enjoy the moment, because you can't see what's coming. You can't really see a clear vision of what's happened either. You can't see what anyone else is going through. All you can see is through your eyes. So you might as well choose to enjoy whatever it is that you're experiencing, because there's so many other pieces of the puzzle, right? There is so many other parts that are playing. So the Arcturians really remind us to take it easy. They are master healers, they are master manifestors, they are master of advanced technology as well, so many things, and they are helping us reinstate a golden age in this planet. Hi beautiful souls that are joining live, it's so wonderful to see you, thank you for being here. But yeah, so to have the energy of the alignment of our sun, right, with Arcturus, and to have Jupiter going direct at the same time, those energies are very, I personally see them as very similar. And take what resonates for you, leave what doesn't. But I personally see them a little bit similar in the sense that, you know, Jupiter is about expansion and luck, and the Arcturians are very much kind of like, you know, take it easy, like just, you know, relax a little bit, enjoy yourself. And when you do, everything just flows so much more beautifully, right? Everything just really flows, and it's really juicy and just delicious. But I am going to pull a few cards here to help you maximize, because this also means that it's a very, very lucky weekend, right? It's a very lucky couple of days ahead. Now, the alignment with Arcturus is between the 15th and the 19th, but it peaked today, right? So the peak of it is between the 17th, 18th, and 19th, right? Which is why I'm going live today. Because we've got another couple of days to really maximize on whatever you want to manifest. It really is like make-a-wish type of couple of days coming up, right? Things are just going to be able to flow for you. And as always, because we are the creator of our own universe, because we are creating it as we go along with every minute of every day, every second of every minute of every day, you know, manifestations are going to be happening very, very quickly, right? But this is a wonderful time to actually, you know, any of those big things that you kind of want to be like, oh, is that a bit too big for me to manifest? No, it is not. And right now is a very poignant and powerful time to do so. But I am going to pull some cards here. I'm going to actually pull some tarot cards and some oracle cards. I'm just going to see what guidance the planet Jupiter, because the thing is, right, and I'm just going to put this out there, everything is energy. So when you connect, you know, some people connect with people, with animals, with trees, you can connect with planets as well. So we're going to see what energy and what messages Jupiter wants to bring forth, and Arcturus for right now. And we're going to keep this video short and snappy, just because there's going to be a few videos coming out, because we have that full moon coming up in Aries in the next few days. We've got a new weekly guidance coming out, which will go live on my Facebook page first, and there'll be probably a couple of other little short videos just to kind of help with the ascension process where we're at right now. And if you feel like you do wish to receive some deeper one-to-one guidance or quantum healing or anything like that, I have 2 sessions left this week, both on Thursday, but other than that I'm booking into next week, so you can have a look at that on my website aliceheath.com to have a look at what is offered and how it might help you. And feel welcome to email me, you know, if you're not sure. But let's have a look here, what's Jupiter and Arcturus want to bring forth. I love these cards. Okay, right, we've got a lot of stuff coming in here. We have, okay. Right, we have the 4 of air coming in. The 4 of air. So we've got this theme of meditation, of relaxation, of kind of allowing yourself to receive the thought patterns as well. Because what's really interesting is that when we have a mixture of masculine and feminine energy within us, we all have both of those energies, right? And the masculine is that direction energy, it's that kind of go get 'em. But what they're saying first is that we want to be in the feminine energy of receiving, because it's when we rest, it's when we allow our body to rejuvenate, to feel whole, to nourish it with lots of water, lemon water, you know, and really wholesome foods. When we put the right fuel in our body and when we just allow ourselves to rest, that's when we actually receive the abundance. That's when we receive the downloads. That's when we receive the inspiration, the next steps. All of that happens in the active rest. And when I say active rest, I don't mean in the sense of when you go to a gym and active rest and you're doing this or whatever with a dumbbell. I mean active rest is in actually putting time aside when you're tired, when you're feeling a bit weary, when you're feeling like, you know, you just don't want to really do much, instead of switching on the telly, instead of switching on social media, because they're both as bad as each other, to be fair, in some regards. Allow your body to rest in an environment, because you absorb your environment, you absorb it. So allow yourself to rest in a space where it is clean energy, right? You know, clear the energy, light a candle, open the window, let the elements run through. So we have this energy of still kind of, you know, allowing yourself to breathe first, to meditate first, before you make any quick decisions right now, because what they're reminding me of is that we are still in a Mercury retrograde as well, right? So that's just to kind of bear that in mind, right? So just make sure that you are centered and still, and allowing yourself to receive, because what's really interesting is when we try, and that's the word, isn't it? Try. When we try to do anything, we are resistant already, because the word try is there, right? We have to be open to receiving all of our manifestations, right? Ah, yes, you're welcome, beautiful one. Yeah, active rest. And what's really funny is that, you know, the biggest thing that we're undoing is self-sabotage. And self-sabotage is when we kind of stop ourselves doing what we know we need to do. We're getting the message from our guides over and over again. Rest, rest, sleep, rest. Like today, literally, I woke up. I'm doing some work right now with Merlin and Melchizedek. And I had a session with Melchizedek this morning and a meditation, and then I literally went straight back to bed because that's what my body was asking for, right? And the dream time that came from that was incredibly powerful. And when I awoke, I was incredibly, like, I just felt refreshed. Like it was literally like I'd had a day in between the 2 days. It was incredible. So yeah, when you're being guided to rest. And what I love here is that the card that's coming next is the Six of Fire, right? Look, this is a victory, like victory at its max here. Look at this. You know, everything working out for you, you know, promotion and abundance, it all coming in, recognition, success, you know, awards, bringing it in. And it is fascinating that, you know, both of these coming out together, right? They actually do go hand in hand so many times, and we think like in this lifetime we've kind of had the belief that, you know, you have to work hard to bring in what it is that you want, but it's not actually about the effort that you're putting out there in that regard. It's about the vibration you are emitting. So meditation or resting, right, in a clean space, physically and energetically, actually will bring you so much more. So we're being reminded of that first and foremost, right? We're being reminded of that because we really want everyone to maximize on this energy. We really do. We want everyone to maximize on this, you know, on this portal. And what I also hear as well is that, you know, when a planet goes direct, we kind of feel that, like, that kind of, that gumption of wanting to go, okay, it's direct, let's go, go, go. But what this is also reminding us is first, you know, just take a deep breath before you make any solid decisions, right? You know, just make sure it feels good, right? You know, so that's always good. So let's have a little look, see if any other cards want to come out from the tarot. Ooh, I love it. We have the Eight of Water coming in. And on the bottom of the deck is the Wheel. Okay, so we've got the Eight of Water coming in, and we've got the Wheel here. So, you know, we are in a gateway. We are still in this gateway period, right, for many, many things, you know, from the 10-10 portal where it's all that completion and that unity and kind of going through into the 11-11 portal. They're bringing this up because, you know, it is time to it's time to make changes, right? You're going to feel like it's time to make changes. That's what this card really brings. It's like, you know, it's kind of the door has opened and it's like, okay, which way do I go? What do I do? You know, I feel like I've had it all with, you know, I feel like I've had it all and done what I was meant to be doing, but now it just doesn't feel like it's satisfying me anymore, you know? So what is it that we're going to do? Well, it's time to brace yourself, be brave, take a step out into the unknown and just start creating that path, right? Start creating it, because there is such fortune that is readily available when we trust that we are, or just when we trust the next step, even without knowing what that next step is. And I love that. And, you know, with the Wheel being on the bottom of the deck as well, you know, it very much re-emphasizes that completion energy, you know, fresh new start, you know, sudden progress. And that's the thing, when we've been in a retrograde, things kind of slow down. We don't really necessarily get the results that we expect outwardly because we're focusing inwards, and that's how it should be. We should be focusing inwards. But then when planets station direct, and look, I love that it's kind of like an orangey colour card, just like Jupiter, right? You know, massive doors open, and this could be to do with, you know, travel as well. This could be to do with, you know, like massive life decisions. Just start to make progress, selling a house, going abroad, buying a car, those types of things, you know, those types of decisions that it might feel, you might find that things are just kind of dropping into place, right, that you've kind of got tired of asking for, which I love, right, which I absolutely love that energy coming in. You know, it's just kind of like, it's surprising, but it's like, wow, you know. Let's see if there's anything that your Arcturians want to say specifically as well about right now. Got another card of relocation. We have the Six of Water coming in, right? Look at that. Vita Nova. Does that mean new life in Latin? I think that's what it means. And look, we've got like a swan on the front as well. Swan is always representative of like of love, of majesty, of regality, sovereignty, royalty, you know, really leaving like a stormy place and going into something new, right? Going into something new. And, you know, any challenges that you've been going through, it's going to start to lift. It really is going to be like a weight is lifted off your chest. And you know, and I read somewhere as well from someone else that kind of channels the Arcturians, that, you know, what they were beaming in was specifically at the back of the heart, and that's what it feels. It feels like this, like that deep inhalation here, you know, and it's really interesting because like in the northern hemisphere we're in autumn, going into winter in a few months. I know in the southern hemisphere you're kind of doing the opposite, right? But what's really interesting here is that, you know, this card can also represent kind of like a releasing of any depression or any anxiety, things like that, that lifting as well. And, you know, normally if you were very into the science rather than adding all the other bits in as well, you know, people would kind of go, oh, well, you know, we're getting into winter time, so then it's kind of like depression kind of rises. No, not necessarily. What they're saying here, and what I feel here, is that something like you're seeing something new, like this portal, this gateway that we are going through, that we're traversing through, the Arcturian alignment, with the Jupiter going direct. It's really going to open your eyes and broaden your horizon and just give you a confidence as well, give you a confidence and a conviction in wanting to move forward and wanting to let go of where you've been and wanting to do all that, and just like, and not even kind of over talking it, over analyzing it, just being like, no, it's time. Yeah, I struggled to let go of this, or I struggled to kind of, you know, see how I was going to move forward, and I realized I don't need to see it, I just need to go, I just need to let the current take me, I just need to trust that, you know, it is sunny over there and we're going to follow that, because adventure, right? Jupiter, you know, and Venus right now as well. I know I'm not talking about Venus, but like I just heard Venus mentioning Venus has moved into Sagittarius, right? Which is also very much, you know, that kind of energy, right? The Sagittarian energy is very kind of like wild card and explorative and that. So when you have Venus in Sagittarius kind of as an underlying energy as well, you know, everything to do with, you know, love, finances, how you show up in those regards as well, is going to kind of be influenced along the same theme, which is really quite interesting, right? Don't you think? Yeah, no, I'm so glad that this is helping. Thank you for your comments. Yeah, it's like there is a release that is happening. You may have already felt it. It may still be kind of happening. It may not be like a it's all released, but there is a wonderful new beginning happening, right? Archangel Azrael is helping a lot here as well, the Archangel of Transition, and that's exactly what is happening right now. It is a transition time, and the energy really is around us, supporting us from the Arcturus, Arcturians, from Jupiter going direct, from many angles, for us to just expand and just go for it, because really it's kind of like, you know, it's no longer what's the worst that can happen, it's like what's the best that can happen, you know, how can this get any better? That's kind of the question that we want to ask. How can this get any better? And just let the universe show you, right? Because it will. We don't want to say the opposite question, which is usually asked, like, you know, what's the worst that can happen? When people say that, well, you just open the door up for other stuff. But we don't want to do that. We want to allow that Knight of Air energy to come through, that decisiveness, following the signs. So it's like, is that red cardinal? I don't know what that is, but it's like you're gonna. It's like these changes are going to be showing up. These options are going to be showing up, and it's just kind of like a quick. Okay, I'm just going to go for it. Full steam ahead, right? And the emotion that you may have been feeling about certain things, it's like it's just going to go, thank you, emotions, for showing me where I was out of alignment, where a mental belief was out of alignment, right? That's what emotions do. They show us when a mental belief is out of alignment with our soul's belief, right? And it's like that is what it's going to be clearing. Yeah. There's a song actually, for the people commenting. Do you know Fia? You all know Fia, I think, who's on here live. But Fia, the artist, yeah, I can't remember the song title, but the song's, it goes like, you know, how does it get any better than this? It's really good. But it's just such a feel-good song as well. I'll have to post it in the group, because that is the question. That is the question. Once again, I'm getting this card. I'm getting the Six of Water again. It really is like there's a new direction coming right now. It's literally, which boat do you want to get in? Do you want to get in the boat that's going to lead you to something unknown for sure, but you're heading from storm to clear skies. Although we do love a good storm every now and then, we don't want to be in one 24/7, do we? So, yeah. I'm going to pull a dragon card. We have Thor's dragon coming in straight away and the black dragon from Saturn, so which is really funny because I've been working with these two pretty non-stop recently. Let's see here. So yeah, we've got Thor's dragon, so protecting us in rapid change, right? That's what this dragon does. This dragon is like, it's protection at its max, just clearing the way in rapid change as well. That's letting you know that you can relax, you are safe, you are being guided by the dragons. You are in a time of mastery as well, right? Saturn is all about that spiritual mastery, but these two cards coming in is just saying, things going to shift quickly. They can do, they will do, right? And all the work that you've been doing is paying off, right? And they're going to continue to support you through change, because the ego doesn't like that. The inner child doesn't really like change too much. So we just have to kind of hold that space for the inner child, right? But yeah, a lot is shifting and it's really amazing. But yeah, for this weekend, one final message. I'm just going to pull a... I can get lid off. You can hear me just rattle in the box. I'm going to pull an Ascended Master card. Final message for this Arcturus gateway and Jupiter going direct. Look at that. Once again, another boat, right? Getting all these boats. Horus. Horus is that Christed energy as well. It's that third energy. So an Isis and Osiris connect. They create Horus. Mary Magdalene and Yeshua create Horus, right? It's that Christed energy, that third energy. It's like, and knowing that you're seeing things clearly, knowing that, a higher perspective is going to come in and you're going to see things way more clearly. And when you do that, you know the direction to go. And it's like literally full steam ahead, right? Don't hesitate, just full steam ahead. Okay, so really powerful messages, really exciting. I'm going to be really excited to see what the weekly guidance brings as well for this week, because like I say, it's a very, very powerful time with a full moon in Aries, which is the instigator energy, so that's going to be pretty fiery, mixed with the energy that we've got right now. And yeah, lots of really good stuff. And we've got Samhain coming at the end of the month, right? So really interesting times ahead. Really powerful and enlightening, illuminating, old beliefs disappearing, new ones forming. Okay, all right, beautiful souls. If I don't speak to you before, I will see you on a Wednesday for card readings in my Facebook group. Otherwise, please feel welcome to email me at ascension@aliceheath.com if you have any questions. And yeah, and I look forward to working with any of you if you wish to book a one-to-one guidance session, priest initiation, or quantum healing. Right, past life healing. So sending so much love. Mwah. Have a beautiful day. Bye.